Today we're diving into something, well, something that can be absolutely maddening. We're talking about the real cost of intellectual integrity. All right, let me ask you something. Have you ever been there? You're at a party, maybe a family dinner, and someone starts lecturing you on the very topic you've spent years mastering. Yeah, if you've ever felt that white-hot flash of just pure frustration, then you are in the right place. And look, that feeling, it's not just about disagreeing with someone, right? It goes so much deeper than that. It's this profound frustration that comes from realizing you don't share the same standards. It's that sinking feeling when it hits you. You're not just on different pages. You guys are in completely different libraries.
So what's actually going on in your head? Well, there's a name for it: cognitive dissonance. And this is a really powerful version of it. It's that mental static that happens when your deep, hard-won expertise smacks right into someone's lazy, superficial logic. And I gotta stress, this isn't just a simple clash of opinions. No. It's a clash of realities, a clash of what you even consider to be rigor and truth.
You can really break this down into two opposing forces. On your side, you've got what we can call intellectual investment. That's all the deep study, the hard work, the nuance you've spent ages developing. And then, on their side, you've got unearned authority. Basically opinions built on a foundation of, lazy observations and flimsy logic. The friction you feel? That's what happens when those two worlds collide, because there's just no shared reality there at all.
So, who's the person that usually causes this kind of conflict? Well, it's often someone who's put on a very specific kind of mask. A social tactic, really. The "I'm just being open-minded" persona.
But here's the thing about this persona. It's not actually about being open-minded at all. It's a weapon. It's a tool for dismissal. They'll lecture you on stuff they barely understand. They'll wave away all your careful, detailed research, calling it emotional or biased. And the best part? They dodge any and all accountability by saying, "Hey, I'm just being honest." It's the perfect way to claim the intellectual high ground without ever climbing the mountain.
Okay, let's switch gears for a second. That intense, gut-level reaction you have, it is not all in your head. It's a real, physical, physiological response. We're talking more than just a feeling here. This is your body's defensive system literally firing up. Turns out your brain is equipped with something called a conflict detection system. And you can think of it like a fire alarm that gets pulled the second your brain senses that you're being, intellectually erased, humiliated even. All your expertise, all that hard work is just being tossed aside in public, and your brain, it registers that as a real threat. And when that alarm goes off, your system usually triggers one of two main responses. Let's talk about the first one, and it is a powerful one: the fight signal. And when I say fight, I mean it physically. You might feel this incredible heat rising in your chest. You might literally start shaking. And then comes this sudden, overwhelming wave of anger. But here's the most important thing to get. This is not a failure of emotional control. It's not you losing it. It is a hardwired defensive reflex kicking in to protect your intellectual integrity. But that's not the only option. There's another response, and it is just as valid. It's the withdrawal signal. Now, this one gets a bad rap. People often see it as weakness, right? Like you're giving up. But it's not that at all. It's a strategic retreat. It's you consciously deciding to remove yourself from the conversation to save your mental energy and, to literally stop your body's stress response from going haywire. It's a tactic. It is absolutely not a surrender. And this brings us to what I think is the most important part of all of this. We need to completely redefine how we see this reaction, because for way too long, people have been calling it the wrong thing. So let me just say this as clearly as I can. Your reaction is not you being too sensitive. That's just a label people use to shut you down, to dismiss a totally valid boundary. It's time we all see that label for the manipulation that it is. Because here's the absolute truth of it. Reacting strongly when this happens, it's actually a sign that you have a high standard for engagement. It's not a flaw in your personality, it's a feature. It means you're someone who actually values intellectual honesty and, basic mutual respect.
So what does having a high standard even mean in this context? It means refusing to put up with these disrespectful dynamics. It's you saying no to being a silent, passive student for a teacher who is totally unqualified and, let's be honest, pretty disrespectful. That anger or that strategic withdrawal, that's you drawing a line and saying, I will not participate in my own erasure. Not today.
So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. That feeling, that reaction, the one you've probably been told your whole life means you're too sensitive or too emotional or just difficult. What if all of that is wrong? What if it's not a flaw at all? What if it's just a boundary? So think about it. What have you been taught to call a boundary?